Have you ever woken up feeling like you're living someone else's life? Like there's this invisible script playing out day after day, and you're just going through the motions without really understanding why. You keep trying to break free from the same old patterns, chasing dreams that somehow always seem to slip through your fingers just when you think you're getting close. It feels like there's some kind of invisible boundary keeping you from the life you actually want to live. And honestly, it's not just in your head. This isn't bad luck following you around, and it's definitely not the universe playing favorites with everyone except you. What's really happening is something far more fascinating and way more empowering than you might think. There's an actual code operating in your life right now, a vibrational frequency that's literally embedded deep within your subconscious mind. Think of it like a radio signal that's constantly broadcasting instructions to the quantum field, telling it exactly what kind of reality to deliver back to you. And here's the thing that most people don't realize until it's pointed out to them. Until you become aware of this code and learn how to consciously rewrite it, it just keeps playing on repeat, sending out the same old signals and attracting more of the experiences you've already been having. This stuff isn't just some fluffy spiritual concept either. We're talking about actual physics here. When we look at quantum mechanics, one of the most mind-bending discoveries is that nothing in the universe exists as a solid, predetermined outcome until someone observes it. Scientists call this the observer effect, and it basically turns everything we thought we knew about reality on its head. The universe isn't this fixed, unchangeable stage where things just happen to us. Instead, it's more like an endless ocean of possibilities, and it's our observation, our attention, our awareness that causes specific possibilities to become real. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part that changes everything once you understand it. Your subconscious mind is observing reality all the time, every single moment, even when your conscious awareness is focused somewhere else entirely. So, imagine this scenario. Your conscious mind is sitting there, repeating affirmations, saying things like, I am abundant, I am worthy, money flows to me easily. But meanwhile, buried in your subconscious, there's this whole other conversation happening. Down there, the deeper programming is whispering, you don't deserve good things. Remember what happened last time you had money. People like us don't get to live like that. And guess which signal the quantum field is actually picking up on? It's not responding to your words or your conscious intentions. The field responds to your underlying frequency, the vibrational truth of what you actually believe about yourself at the deepest levels. Dr. Bruce Lipton spent years researching epigenetics, which is the study of how our genes express themselves based on environmental signals. What he discovered is absolutely revolutionary. He found that somewhere around 95% of everything we do, every feeling we have, every situation we attract into our lives, it's all being controlled not by our conscious desires and plans, but by subconscious programming that got installed mostly during childhood. These programs were passed down from parents, absorbed from our environment, reinforced by our experiences, and they've been running quietly in the background ever since. But here's what makes this discovery so incredibly empowering rather than depressing. Your biology doesn't have to be your destiny. The programming you received isn't permanent. Your vibrational frequency, the signal you're broadcasting to the universe, that's something you can actually change and reprogram. Right at this very moment, you're functioning like a quantum transmitter. You're constantly sending out vibrational signals into the field around you, and these signals aren't created by the words you say or the thoughts you think. They're generated by your emotional state, by the feelings that live in your body throughout the day. The universe is receiving these transmissions and reflecting them back to you in the form of your lived experience. And most people completely miss the most crucial part of how this whole system actually works. Your subconscious isn't just some storage unit for old memories and past experiences. It's actively involved in selecting which version of your future gets to become real. Think about this for a second. Right now, at this exact moment, there are infinite versions of you existing in the quantum field of pure potential. There's a version of you that's already healed from every wound. There's a version that's already broken free from all the limiting patterns. There's a version already living the exact life you're trying to manifest. Every single one of these versions is real. They're all vibrating at different frequencies in the field. But here's the catch that nobody talks about. You can only step into and experience the version of yourself that matches your current subconscious frequency. If your subconscious is vibrating at the frequency of lack, struggle, and unworthiness, that's the version of reality that becomes solid for you. The fundamental truth that changes everything is this simple statement. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. That's the code running your life. And this code isn't some vague, mysterious force you can't understand. It's a structured frequency made up of your memories, your beliefs about how life works, your expectations about what's possible, and most importantly, the emotional state you carry with you throughout your daily life. Every morning when you wake up, if the first feelings that flood your system are dread, anxiety, guilt, or stress, those aren't just random emotions. That's data being transmitted. That's your instruction manual being read by the universe. That's a quantum script being projected, and reality responds by reflecting that script back to you. But here's something that needs to be said clearly so it really lands. You're not broken. You're not falling behind everyone else. You're not blocked or cursed or stuck. What's actually happening is much simpler. You're just vibrating at the wrong frequency for the reality you want to experience. And the absolute miracle in all of this, the thing that makes everything possible, is that codes can be rewritten. Frequencies can be recalibrated. Once you learn how to shift the signal at its source, once you transform your subconscious identity field, your external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself naturally. This isn't about visualization exercises or positive thinking or wishing really hard for things to change. This is quantum causation, the actual mechanism by which your inner state creates your outer world. Your subconscious is the bridge connecting the invisible field of infinite possibilities to the manifest world you experience with your senses. It's the observer that collapses all those infinite potentials down into one single lived experience. Until you bring conscious awareness to what's happening in your subconscious, you're going to keep waking up in the same cycles, calling it fate or karma or just the way your life is. But life isn't something that happens to you randomly. Life responds to you. It acts like a mirror, reflecting back your most consistent and deeply held frequency. So right now, take a moment and ask yourself this question honestly. If your current life is mirroring your subconscious code, are you genuinely happy with what you're seeing? If the answer is no, then welcome to this moment, because what you're experiencing right now isn't just a video or a message. This is the beginning of your quantum override, the start of consciously rewriting the code that's been running your reality. In the comments, drop one word that captures the energy you're choosing to carry forward from this moment. Maybe it's alignment, maybe it's ease, maybe it's power, maybe it's something completely unique to you. Let that word be a small but profound declaration, a signal you're sending not just in this space but into the quantum field itself. In the next part of this journey, you're going to discover exactly how this code got installed in the first place, and more importantly, you'll learn the specific techniques to interrupt it and replace it. You'll understand why the most powerful manifestation tools aren't logical or mental, but vibrational and energetic. You'll see why having a clear intention without frequency alignment is like trying to tune into a specific radio station while you're on the wrong channel entirely. We're going to go deep under the hood of how reality actually works, teaching you to speak the language that the universe genuinely understands, which is the language of identity, emotion, and energetic coherence. Take a deep breath right now, really feel it. The more you allow yourself to actually feel what's being shared here, the faster the shift begins happening in your system. Let's collapse into a new code together. Most people walk through life believing they're thinking their own original thoughts. They assume their preferences, their reactions, their desires, they're all products of free will and conscious choice, with maybe a little bit of luck thrown in. But neuroscience and quantum biology tell us a completely different story, and it's both unsettling and incredibly empowering at the same time. By the time you reach 7 years old, your brain had already downloaded the majority of the programs that would end up governing your entire adult life. Just pause and let that sink in for a moment. Before you even understood what a belief was or how to question what you were being taught, you were already forming these deep patterns. You were absorbing emotional templates from your parents, from your surroundings, from your culture and community. And these patterns didn't just shape how you interpret the world around you. They actually shaped your vibrational field at its absolute core, at the foundation of who you are energetically. During those early childhood years, your brain naturally operates in what's called a theta state. This is the exact same frequency that hypnotherapists use to access the subconscious mind for deep transformation work. You weren't just learning practical things like how to walk or how to speak. At a much deeper level, you were learning how to feel about yourself. You were learning whether you're worthy of love and attention. You were learning how to react when fear shows up. You were learning what it takes to survive in a world that often feels unpredictable and overwhelming. Every single emotional reaction that got stored during those formative years became a vibration, an energetic signature. And these vibrations combined to form the operating system of your subconscious mind, creating this silent yet incredibly powerful script that's been running ever since. This subconscious script is what governs the types of relationships you attract, the opportunities that somehow find their way to you, the patterns you keep repeating even when you swear you're done with them, and ultimately, the specific realities you collapse from the infinite field of quantum possibilities. And this is where everything gets really quantum in nature. That subconscious script doesn't just exist as some abstract concept floating around in your brain. It lives in your nervous system, in the electromagnetic field generated by your heart, in your hormonal chemistry, and how your body physically responds to life. It's an embodied frequency, a signal being transmitted from every cell. The quantum field, this infinite intelligence that surrounds and connects all things, it doesn't communicate through words or language the way we do. It communicates purely through vibration, through resonance, through frequency. And here's the critical piece that explains why so many people struggle with manifestation. The field isn't responding to what you consciously want, it's responding to what you are at the deepest vibrational level. This is exactly why most manifestation attempts fail completely. People try to change their external lives through thought alone, through affirmations and vision boards, while they are still carrying the frequency of lack, fear, unworthiness, and limitation in their bodies. They visualize abundance while their heart is still resonating with the memory of poverty and scarcity. They affirm love and healthy relationships while their nervous system is still holding on to the trauma of betrayal and abandonment. You cannot outthink your vibration. Your thoughts alone don't have enough power to override the signal your body is broadcasting. But here's the good news. You absolutely can reprogram your vibrational frequency, and once you do, everything changes naturally. Joe Dispenza calls this process breaking the habit of being yourself. Neville Goddard taught that you must learn to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, not toward it as if it's something in the future. And the reason this matters so much in quantum mechanics is because the outcome you observe in your reality is directly shaped by the observer's state of being in the moment of observation. In other words, reality doesn't just happen to you randomly. Reality conforms itself to match your identity, your sense of who you are. So how do you actually change your identity at this deep level? It's not about forcing yourself to think new thoughts or repeating affirmations you don't really believe. It's about entering the subconscious realm, the place where your frequency becomes your fate, and shifting the emotional signal you're transmitting from your core. That's the moment when the code actually begins to rewrite itself. And no, this doesn't mean you have to relive every single trauma or spend years in talk therapy processing your past. What it requires is something called coherence, which is a synchronization between your heart, your brain, and your chosen future reality. You have to become the actual vibration of your new reality. Not just think about it, not just wish for it, but embody it so completely that your biology changes to match it. Now, let's get really practical with this, because understanding the theory doesn't create transformation. Application creates transformation. You can start altering your code right now with one simple yet incredibly potent step. Begin noticing the emotional tone that's present in your body before your mind creates a story to explain it. Are you holding tension somewhere? Is there anxiety humming under the surface? Is your breathing shallow and restricted? Is there tightness in your chest or throat? These aren't random symptoms or meaningless physical sensations. They're vibrational echoes of past experiences trying to dictate what your future will look like. When you catch yourself in this state and consciously interrupt that pattern, you create a gap. The moment you notice you're operating from an old frequency, pause. Take 3 deep breaths that are deliberate and intentional. Feel your feet on the ground beneath you. Place one hand on your heart and ask yourself this question from a place of genuine curiosity rather than judgment. What old story is my body trying to tell me right now? You don't have to fix anything in that moment or force yourself to feel better. You just have to acknowledge what's present. That acknowledgement alone begins the shift because you're bringing consciousness to what was previously unconscious. You're becoming the observer of your own patterns instead of being unconsciously controlled by them. Now here's where it gets really practical and actionable. We're going to walk through a process that you can use anytime, anywhere, to consciously rewrite your code and align with a new frequency. This isn't theory or philosophy. This is a technique you can use today, right now, to begin shifting your vibrational signature. Step 1 is entering what I call the heart field. Close your eyes unless you're driving or doing something that requires your visual attention and bring all of your awareness into the center of your chest. Don't just think about your heart, actually feel the physical space there. Breathe directly into that space slowly and deliberately. 5 seconds breathing in, 5 seconds breathing out. Do it again and again. As you continue this rhythmic breathing pattern, your brain waves naturally begin to slow down. Your nervous system starts shifting out of fight or flight mode and into a state of regulation and coherence. You're literally exiting the stress signature of your old timeline just through this simple breath work. Now, as your breath deepens and your system calms, imagine your heart beginning to glow. Yes, actually visualize it glowing from the inside, radiating light outward in every direction around you. Imagine this light pulsing gently with each breath, expanding further and further, like your heart is remembering its true nature and power. This isn't just visualization for the sake of creating pretty mental images. This is actual frequency work with measurable effects. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the physical boundaries of your body. When you consciously shift this field into coherence through focused attention and breath, you create resonance with the quantum matrix itself. You literally become a beacon broadcasting your chosen reality into the infinite field of possibilities. Stay in this space, keep breathing, really feel the sensation of your heart radiating. This is step 1 and it's foundational for everything else. Step 2 is entering the identity of your future self. Now, while you're still in this coherent heart space, ask your body, not your mind, but your actual physical body, one specific question. How does it feel to already be living the version of life I've been trying to attract? And then don't analyze the question. Don't wait for visions or specific images to appear. Just breathe that version of yourself into your system. Breathe in the version that's no longer seeking or chasing, but is already fully embodying the reality you desire. Who are you in that timeline? How does that version of you walk through the world? How do you speak when you know you're already living your dream? What's the emotional texture flooding your chest when you know deep in your bones that it's already done, that you already have it? That feeling right there, that's your access point to the new timeline. Because emotion isn't just a reaction to events. Emotion is the vibrational signature of your future trying to become real in your present moment. Now amplify that feeling. Turn up the volume on it. Let your entire nervous system bathe in the biochemical signature of completion, abundance, safety, joy, and unconditional worthiness. Not because these feelings are coming someday in the future, but because they are here right now. You're not waiting for external circumstances to give you permission to feel this way. You're choosing to remember how to generate these states from within first. You're not trying to trick your brain or fake it until you make it. What you're actually doing is aligning your biology with the vibrational signature of your desired future. And when your biology comes into alignment with that signature, the quantum field has no choice but to mirror it back to you. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. This is resonance. This is physics. This is how reality actually operates. Step 3 is installing the new code. Now, we're going to lock this new frequency into your system. With your heart still radiating light and your future identity still vibrating through your cells, speak this declaration out loud if you can, or silently if you need to. Say this with intention and feeling. I am now broadcasting the frequency of my chosen reality. I am coherent, aligned, and fully remembered. The field is listening to my signal. I am receiving what matches my vibration. Repeat that declaration 3 times, slowly, feeling each word as you speak it. Don't just say these words like they're an affirmation you're trying to convince yourself of. Say them like you're declaring an energetic fact into the matrix of reality, because that's exactly what you're doing. This goes so far beyond mindset work or positive thinking. This is energetic authorship. You're literally writing a new script at the quantum level, and here's the deeper truth that might blow your mind. The moment you begin speaking from the vibration of your future self, the past automatically begins losing its grip on you. Your cellular memory starts rewriting itself in real time. Your energetic architecture, the structure of your entire energy field, begins upgrading to match the new signal. You're not fixing or healing the old programming. You're completely replacing it with something new. This is quantum replacement therapy, and the evidence shows us clearly that it works. If this message is resonating with you, subscribe to stay connected and hit the bell icon to get notified. You're stepping into a space where these kinds of quantum awakenings and conscious reality creation are our foundation. This isn't just content you're consuming. This is a frequency you're tuning into. Step 4 is sealing the transmission. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, connecting these two powerful energy centers. Say this final declaration. I allow myself to remember who I really am at the deepest level. I am not in the process of becoming someone new. I have already arrived. This is the vibration I choose, and I commit to staying anchored here. Then take 3 deep, grounded breaths. Really breathe all the way down into your belly. Let this new code integrate fully into your system. Let it sink into your bones. And as you open your eyes and come back to the room around you, bring that version of you forward into your physical movement. Stand differently than you did before. Sit with a different posture. Move your body as if the future you desire has already happened and is happening right now. Because energetically speaking, it has. You've just collapsed into a new vibrational address in the quantum field. The field is now responding to your new signal, reorganizing reality to match it. And if this transmission genuinely lit something inside you, if you felt a shift happen, don't just passively consume this and move on. This isn't just a channel you're watching. It's a vibrational field you've just joined, a community of conscious creators who understand how reality actually works. And from here, we go much deeper together. Now, let the old timeline fall away completely. You're no longer operating in that script. In the next part, we're going to explore exactly how to keep this frequency active throughout your day, how to stabilize the new code when the old patterns try to creep back in, and how to become an actual magnet for higher realities and opportunities. Because transformation isn't just a single moment of insight, it's a frequency you learn to sustain over time. Can you feel it right now? That subtle but unmistakable shift in the texture of your energy? That quiet but undeniable sense of stillness in your body, like something deep inside has finally exhaled and relaxed? You're not the same person who clicked play on this video. And that's not just poetic language or motivational speaking. That's actual physics. Because in the quantum field, every single time you embody a new frequency, every time you generate a different emotional state, the field responds immediately. Not later, not tomorrow, when you've proven yourself worthy. Right now, in real time. So if something feels genuinely different in your system right now, it's because it is different. You've crossed a vibrational threshold. You've met and merged with the version of yourself who no longer desperately seeks alignment with their desires, but instead radiates that alignment naturally. You didn't just visualize a new life or think positive thoughts about your future. You actually stepped into it energetically. You felt it activate in your physical body. You encoded it into your nervous system at the cellular level. You broadcasted that signal into the matrix of reality. And that signal isn't passive or theoretical. It's alive and active, already beginning to reorganize your external circumstances. But let's be absolutely clear about something important. This moment, this activation you just experienced, it's not the end point of the journey. It's the doorway. The quantum field is literally infinite. It contains every possible version of you that could ever exist, all timelines, all outcomes, all potential identities. And what you've accessed today is one layer, one frequency shift, one quantum collapse. The real transformation, the lasting change, begins when you make the conscious choice to sustain that signal consistently. Make no mistake about what's coming. The old timeline, the old version of your identity, it will attempt to pull you back. Not because it's evil or because you failed, but simply because vibration is habitual. The familiar is comfortable even when it's painful. The brain naturally clings to what it knows, even when what it knows causes suffering. Your nervous system might try to return you to the emotional chemistry of the past. Stress, doubt, worry, struggle, not because those states are beneficial, but because they're safe and known. But you're not here for safety anymore. You're here for expansion. And expansion doesn't mean working harder or doing more. It means embodying more deeply. It means choosing moment by moment throughout your day to stay anchored in the version of you that already lives the truth you came here to remember. That truth is beautifully simple. You don't have to earn your new reality through struggle or sacrifice. You just have to stabilize the frequency of the self who already has it, who already is it. That's the entire essence of quantum manifestation. It's not about convincing the universe to give you what you want. It's about becoming coherent with the version of yourself that the universe is already perfectly aligned with. You're not attracting anything from outside yourself. You're tuning yourself to match what already exists. In the comments right now, share one thing you deeply desire to manifest. Maybe it's financial abundance, maybe it's a loving relationship, maybe it's a healthy and fit body, maybe it's something completely unique to you. Let this be a small but profound declaration, a signal you send not just in this comment section but into the quantum field itself. So how do you keep tuning yourself to this new frequency? You commit not to a specific result or outcome, but to a resonance, a state of being. You build daily rituals not for the sake of discipline, but for calibration. You breathe with conscious intention. You move your body from a place of presence rather than distraction. You speak from the energy of your future self, even when your present circumstances seem to contradict everything you're claiming. Because coherence isn't a one-time peak experience you have during meditation. It's a lifestyle, a way of being in the world. It's how you enter a room, how you respond to messages, how you vibrate when nobody's watching and there's no external pressure to perform. And as you embody that new vibration repeatedly, consistently, something remarkable begins happening. You create an energetic field around you, a gravitational pull that starts reorganizing everything in your life without force. The right people suddenly appear. Timing becomes divinely orchestrated. Obstacles that seemed immovable dissolve without logical explanation. Not because you forced anything to happen or manipulated circumstances, but because you finally stopped vibrating from the version of yourself who believed they had to force and control everything. Now your only job is to remain steady in the signal, and when you drift off frequency, because you absolutely will drift sometimes, you return, gently, quickly, powerfully. You now have the tools and the understanding. You've activated the awareness. You've experienced the transmission directly. You don't need constant motivation from external sources. You have something far more powerful. You have memory. Cellular memory, energetic memory, even ancestral memory. So I want you to say this declaration with me right now, not as a mantra you're mindlessly repeating, but as an energetic imprint you're placing into your field. Say it out loud or whisper it or speak it in your mind. I remember who I am. I receive what matches my frequency. I remain anchored in this truth. And if you felt held, moved, seen, or shifted during this journey we've taken together, then stay close to this space. Hit subscribe, not as a passive follower, but as an active field builder, because this space isn't just about learning new information. It's about remembering together what we've always known at the deepest level. And I'm not just here to teach concepts or share ideas. I'm here to hold this frequency with you, to anchor it, to make it stronger through our collective resonance. We're not a community of seekers who are lacking something. We are observers actively collapsing new realities into existence. And this field, our shared energetic field, just got exponentially stronger because you're now part of it, because you've added your frequency to the collective signal. So breathe in deeply one last time. Really fill your lungs completely. And as you exhale, release the old script, let it dissolve. Step forward boldly into the timeline that was always waiting for your yes, for your commitment, for your readiness. The code is fully active now. The signal is clean and clear. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family, because for you, it may be just sharing content, but for someone you care about, it may be exactly the ray of hope they needed today. Someone who's lost faith in their ability to change their reality, someone who's stuck in deep struggle or confusion. Your sharing creates a ripple effect of positive energy, and that energy will flow back to help manifest whatever you declared in the comments. And here's what's coming next. In the next video, we're going deeper into the practical application of quantum timeline jumping. You'll discover the exact technique ancient mystics used to shift between parallel realities, and how modern science is now proving they were right all along. If you felt even 1% more aligned after this experience, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Let's grow together. If this video hits 1000 likes, I'll drop another part with secrets from ancient texts that will absolutely blow your mind. The transformation you're experiencing right now, it's just beginning. Click through to the next video and let's continue this quantum journey together.